this series comes to a close. This is our Irish whiskey series. It's been fun.
St. Patty's Day.
Fun.
Let it go down. We've tested about 7 or 8 Irish whiskeys. You knocked over Tipsy.
He knocked over himself.
Oh, he been drinking. Hey, I wonder how. And my son has left this for last. Last in our series of Irish whiskeys. I know nothing about it, but he's going to turn me on and treat his father to a product. Peated single malt.
That's a lot of pressure.
Peated single malt.
Well, you know what? Every year in Indianapolis, I live an hour from Indianapolis. Vine and Table, we talk about them a lot on our show. Dennis Lynch of Vine and Table, Beth Ann Kendall. This is a shout out to Vine and Table. You guys have been wonderful.
Yes.
Very influential in helping me to hone my whiskey collection and learn.
Yeah.
Every year in October, my dad and I went the first year. They have a whiskey expo in Indianapolis. That's long words.
That's okay.
But they had me try this there. And this, now Connemara is one of the most well-known. You have Ty Connell and you have so many, and Jameson. Connemara is very, very well-known. It's produced by Kilbeggan, which was the first whiskey we had. The same distillery, same company.
Right. See, I'm learning things too.
Now Connemara, like I said, the words are, people say, man, the words are so strange, but this is a West Coast region of Ireland, and the malt in this case is dried over peat, burning peat.
Right.
They smoke it and they dry it that way. Peat. So they impart the peat flavor. And I'm still introducing my dad to the peat flavors and how it all works.
First time all night.
This is first Irish whiskeys. That's why I want to save this for last. And this will run you $46, depending on your state. So this is like supposed to be the cream of the crop, and this is one of the highest, most special, whiskeys at the tasting.
Okay.
And so that's why I say this for last. So thank you, Dennis Lynch and Beth Ann Kendall and the Vine Table staff, Brendan, and another guy who I'm so regretfully, I will mention your name on the next show because you've been a big help to me too. Brendan.
Okay, while you think about that,
Brandon. Something
we use the word peat for
Forgive me,
people
buddy.
who are not familiar with peat. Peat is one of the active ingredients, one of the main active ingredients in scotches. They use peat, which is almost like a dried earth, and they use it to burn. Talk to them about that a little bit.
And compost is more than just dirt. It's more than just soil. Peat is mossy, and it's the roots. It's the moss. It's the soil that feeds the roots and creates that certain kind of moss. So it's a big chunk of the earth that's living, and then you allow it to break down. You break down the peat, and the peat is slowly burned. They don't fire. They don't blaze it. Wow, look at that color. Caught my attention.
Yeah.
Like it was walking down the street. Look at me.
But peat is more associated with scotches, and a lot of people, the peat flavor. You got light peated whiskeys, scotches, and you have
heavily peated.
Right.
And this is Irish whiskey. Irish has a lot of mossy hills and rocky formations, which all plays into that. So a peat flavored whiskey in Scotland is not going to be the same as a peat flavored whiskey in Ireland.
Exactly.
Two totally different processes. So you can't lump this like Scotch. This is not Scotch. This is Irish.
And in Scotland, the burnable fuel, they didn't have a lot of trees,
right,
and stuff to burn to cook whiskeys and Scotch.
Right.
So they had to find out what
the climate wouldn't allow it. The climate is just too unpredictable.
It's weathery, watery, marshy. So they had to find something, and they came up with this idea of taking these cuts of grass. You ever watch YouTube, Google peat, and you see they cut a layer and they stack it, and then it dry out. It's dry. It gets dry like almost like charcoal, kind of like iffy. And if you lick charcoal, the smoke that charcoal produces, peat does the same thing, and peat comes up and they do the malt.
And think about it. Peat was a way of life. They warm their houses with
peat. Right, and they cook with it.
They cook with it, and so
it was like a natural charcoal.
It's a way of life. So they preserved it into the centuries of whiskey making because it was a way of life. So I like the fact that they didn't divert from that.
Right. So they smoked. They smoked their malts. You know, it's like if you took charcoal and gave it that hickory flavor, the peat flavor. You see what I'm saying? So if you use a lot of charcoal, a lot of hickory, you get a smokier flavor. Same thing with peat. So now they've tried to go over here to Ireland and do a single malt done in one distillery, and they use peat.
And they use peat, to dry the grain.
Yes.
And it's a slow process, but it also imparts the flavor. Because they can dry the peat however they want to.
Exactly.
Traditionally.
Air dried, heated with traditional propane or any other fuels. But they chose peat in this particular product. So we're going to see, just like I said, your viewing the first time, my tasting the first time of, pronounce it again?
Connemara.
Connemara. So here we go. Let's go with the visual. The color really sparked your attention while you were talking.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
He's also a teacher.
It's a soft golden color. It reminds me of it's more of a French color. It's like a fine French brandy. Mm-hmm. So there are all kinds of brandies, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we got a whole segment.
That's a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So
the legs run long.
The legs run long and thin.
Mm-hmm.
This is 80 proof, and most of the Irish whiskeys we tasted, they've been 80 proof.
Right.
With the exception of two.
Well, one was 92 and one was 100.
One was 100.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them you're going to get 80 across.
Right.
So we're going to nose it.
Yeah, see what you come up with.
Oh Lord. Woo, yeah. Have mercy. I love
he's a Scotch drinker.
Oh, I love peat.
He's a Scotch drinker, so that immediate heat.
Every time I smell some peat, it just makes me like Tom and Jerry, the eyeballs rolling out.
Right, there you go.
It's like now the peat. Like I said, I've been drinking this stuff for like 15 years. Mm-hmm. So it's like to my nose, it's like what bourbon, Scotch.
Yeah, like
Scotch is 10 years since 2005.
Okay, 10.
Whiskey's like
as far
15, and I feel old. But here, it'll be 20 years of drinking whiskey. That sounds so bad. I was drinking for 20 years, man.
Right. You're professional.
But the peat, it's bold, but it doesn't knock you out.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say how peat tastes, but I'm not a Scotch drinker. Nor am I really.
It's like a meaty peat. It's very robust.
I want to see how mild peat, robust peat. I want to see what this peat tastes like.
You know what, y'all peat lovers, you gonna love the nose. So y'all wear this cologne and walk out and impress some crazy Sasquatch ladies. Do it. Oh yeah, hallelujah. You could taste you could taste several levels of smoke, but nothing's overpowering though. It's a smooth.
It's smoke like. It's smoke. You like drinking smoky liquid. And maybe this is what Scotch is all about. But this, it's like
that.
You know, you eat barbecue and you have that smoky flavor in your mouth after you eat the meat. You still have that, especially if it's cooked with a lot of hickory. You have the smokiness in your left, taste buds. This is like it's a high altitude of smoky. It's a low altitude of sweetness. So what they had tried to do was trying to capture some of
that typical grain you get in the middle.
Yeah. They may have been trying to capture some of the Scotch market.
It's like a sweet edge, sweet and smoky together.
Because I'm not, haven't tried any Scotches yet. That's one of our upcoming segments. It's not bad at all. It's different. It's smoky. He may be a smoke person. Me, not so much. I don't want to give it a bad rating and not be qualified. So, you know what I'm going to do, son? First time, I'm going to pull back on the ratings.
No, you ain't.
Because I can't rate a peach.
No. You going to rate it.
I can't rate a peat if I don't know what a peat rate's like. You see what I'm saying? So it'd be unfair.
Rate it by how you feel in your heart.
Yeah, by unrating. So you just go ahead. I'm gonna try with you, but you go ahead.
Give it 5 bottle caps. You can rate it a bottle.
I don't want to do that because it might be an outstanding product, and I don't want to give it a. But since you're a peat person, you love peat, and
so man.
So you just rated against your peak qualifications?
I'm a cradle this asleep.
Yeah,
it's gonna sleep with me tonight. You hear that?
Me not so much, only because I'm not used to it. It's nothing bad at all about it. And it's really nice tasting, but I have to get more introduced to peat more in order to give it an effective score.
That's understandable because
yes.
As a side note, before we roll along, while this cube is and you may want to let the cube sit a little bit.
Yeah.
But my favorite Scotch.
They were small cubes too.
I have 2 favorite Scotches. That's Glenlivet and Lefroy. Lefroy is an Islay Scotch, and everyone either they love it, absolutely love it, or they can't stand it. It's the most heavily peated Scotch in Scotland. And I love it, and I loved it at the time. And this is a lot lighter than Lefroy. Lefroy is a 10. This is like a 3. But to my dad, it may feel like a 7. If you have it
as your first introduction to a smoky beverage, it's drinkable. It's not bad. Will I drink it again? Sure, but I can't rate it because I have nothing to rate it against.
You could have rated it.
I have nothing. Yeah, so it'd be unfair.
You have nothing to rate it against.
It'd be unfair.
But you go ahead. How could you rate?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you mean you had to have another peat whiskey in order to
something peated to see how their peat.
Oh, I could peat you, brother.
There you go.
I could peat you. I could peat my daddy.
And I peat you very well. So pick up your deck of cards and rate it.
Well, we gotta do the cubes.
Here we go.
He trying to hurt.
No.
That's weird. It's not as peaty with the cube.
You know me, audience. Say it, everybody. I like it neat. Everyone knows the words that come out of my mouth. You do get that coolness that you get with the adding a cube to the Irish whiskey. You do get that sweeter finish. You do get that minty coolness. Of course, the peat lingers on, which I love. I mean, like I said, it's an acquired taste. Either peat can grow on you, or you can, no, it's not my thing. I can't do it, or it's something that it's something that you got to approach and just. Right, peat is an acquired taste.
And I'm glad this is an acquired taste I love.
Irish whiskey.
You keep your beets and your rutabaga and your squash.
So me, as well as you, world, so I said America, but world, I'm interested to see how my son rates this particular product.
Speaking of world, real quick, we want to thank our
subscribers
all over the world. We got fans in England. Thank you out there in England. We got people in Canada.
Hopefully Ireland.
Yeah, we hope so. Canada, thank you. Our friends in Canada. We got friends in Europe, Spain.
Well, don't forget the U.S. of A.
Well, Australia, U.S. of A, Australia,
down under.
So we thank you that everywhere you've been,
and
the feedback you've given us, Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
So we just really appreciate it, and we done passed 100 subscriber mark. So from anywhere you are around the world, the feedback you're giving us, the subscriptions, we want to thank you. And hey, tell your friends about us, tell your families about us, and we're gonna rate this first neat, and then we're gonna rate it with the cube.
Okay. I pulled myself out, so let's go ahead. Give it professional.
But this is my dad.
He's a seasoned professional anyway, so
I think the peat has grown on me, but I ain't gonna tell my son yet. So I'm really struggling with this. So I'm gonna give this
a neat.
Neat.
Wow. See, wow.
And this.
Wow.
Right. Well, now the scotches I would give, a lot higher because I'm more in the peated scotches.
Exactly. See,
but this is pretty significant for a peated whiskey.
Yes.
And I'm not partial to where I'm saying Well, because it's peated, I'm giving it a higher rated no. You know, I mean, if it's,
you like that peat flavor.
Well,
and they did it right.
They did it right. That's
right.
That's the point.
I am.
Disclaimer, buddy. And so this may be a little harsh, but I'm gonna give it an 8 with the cube because I rather just enjoy more of the neat flavor,
right?
Unadulterated.
It does have that.
So no hate mail, y'all from Ireland, you know.
Right.
So don't, because I gave it a higher rating neat. So the true Irish people, y'all don't need no ice.
If you are a peated whiskey person or a Scotch drinker, and you want to try an Irish whiskey that's unique and peated, boom,
that's the way to go.
There you go. So there you have your professional opinion from my son. And this probably concludes our Irish whiskey St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. And we want to thank y'all for joining us. And there's a lot more to come in our next series. We're not going to tell you what it is.
We got one. Ooh, you gonna say
we got plenty.
You might rip your skin off.
No, you don't want to do that. Not even. Don't be drinking this and be ripping your skin off. We do not endorse the ripping of skin and the sacrifice of rabbits or anything.
Well, tell that to people who enjoy all these whiskeys on St. Patty's Day. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy your day.
Yes, enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. You know, wherever you are celebrating. New York, Boston, all these big celebrations.
Designated driver.
Yep. Yeah, be responsible.
Yes.
Have fun. Be responsible. Don't do nothing we won't do. And you know what? Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself with friends. That's what St. Patrick's all about. Hanging out with family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Stay tuned for more. But we thank you for joining us. And next time, y'all, it's all in the proof.